more advanced we go, the more everything's sort of set out in front of you. If you want to look at it from the perspective of music, um, as you just explained, then we're at a point now where technology has advanced so much that the music's there for you, where you just listen to it. You don't really choose what you want to listen to. It's sort of going that way on the other side of arts, where, for example, you've got AI, which is now producing the photos for you and it's producing your videos for you to consume. And I I was looking at I know ChatGPT's out and they're doing something called Sorrow or Sora, which is going to be the video one. I was checking out like, well, where is it? Why is it not out yet? And it's still going through checks to make sure the responses are diverse enough, which they have enough representation in, and so on and so forth. And it just made me think, well, that's that gone now because everything's just going to be replaced. All the imagery and fascinating photos and art that you see is all sort of going to be just replaced by what they produce. And by they, it's only a select few companies that are going to be producing it.
And what AI works off a database of data, like a big database of data. That's what somebody else has created in the past. So it's not creating anything necessarily new. Whereas humans, when they create something, they're creating something new. Whereas the AI is just using old data and creating something out of that old data, which isn't new.
Yeah, yeah, and that's part of what I mean by this what's real knowledge and intelligence versus what is synthetic artificial intelligence, and there is that symbiotic relationship, like you said, like we are programming it, so it is going to be human-like in some ways, but its capabilities, over time, if it does become self-aware, and it's the Terminator and all those movies come to life, that again, that goes back to my previous point, like at what point is tech, is it too much tech? At what point is it controlling us? And on this point, I always think about that line or about that scene from the Matrix. Have you guys seen the Matrix movies? The one where they're in Zion and Neo is walking with one of the big government guys, and they're walking through all these big machines, in the whatever. And this guy's explaining to Neo, like, I have no idea how all of these machines work. I have no clue how they came into existence. I don't know what they do, but I know that I exist because of them. And that the only way that humans are still alive in this world is because of the machines and because of the tech. So it's just such an interesting scene to me now, looking at how reality and the real world has evolved to almost that point in history and time where we're going to start having to face these questions, whether we like it or not. Artificial intelligence is only going to become better, bigger, better, stronger, smarter. It's only going to become more and more aware over time. And Ray Kurzweil, one of the founders for Google, said that he wrote that book, The Singularity is Near, and that's going to be the day where knowledge and information and intelligence advances so much so that it'll do some type of, the singularity will change the world forever, is what his argument is. So
When did he write that book?
I don't know when, but multiple people have told me about it, and I kind of thumbed through it, and I've been watching some of his videos. I played a video of him talking to Neil deGrasse Tyson on my show a while back, and fascinating guy. But the way he explains it is that he basically says exactly that, like there will come a point in time where machine learning is going to outpace human learning, and if it does become self-aware, we better watch out because who knows what's going to happen.
The thing that I find most sort of say worrying about it is, as human in our human nature, we're designed to continuously try and improve, try and make things better, try and make things easier, more convenient, and we're constantly trying to evolve onto a bigger and better like, being of self. But it's like what Aaron said about AI, for example. It's only taking history. It's got no projection of future or anything like that. It can only possibly take history for its data. So when it gets to a point where we become so lazy that everything's just AI sort of run, we've sort of hit a ceiling then of, well, we're stuck because no one's educated enough, no one's can even be bothered to try and do anything to break these shackles. Yeah, AI just keeps running us in this sort of cycle of just being inexistent. That's what worries me the most, I think, about AI.
Yeah, I think what, when you think about how it can evolve over time, I always assume, I guess, I don't, this is just my theory, I guess, my projection, but it's gonna create a world of a split society for human beings where it's kind of like Brave New World. If I don't know if you guys have seen the TV show Brave New World or read the book. But basically what happens is that the technology civilization breaks away from the old ways, and they kind of fly off in some big spaceship world like the Death Star kind of thing, and they live away from the planet, where all the rest of the people that didn't want to participate in that tech world stay. So I think that's what's going to happen. And it's kind of the same concept as the movie Demolition Man. I don't know if you guys have seen Demolition Man, where the people want to live. There's some people that want to live in the
Oh, and
popular
live
culture,
underground.
and then the other
Yeah.
people that don't want to participate in that world have to live underground, and they have to be live off the land, and they have to, it's like basically the Stone Age and the AI tech world. And I think that's what's going to happen, because you're going to have people that are going to say, they're going to willingly sit in the chair and say, plug me in, hell yeah, put me in the matrix, I don't ever want to deal with the real world ever again. And then you're going to have people that are going to be like, I don't want to live in that crazy tech AI, I don't know who I am anymore world. So they're going to say, fuck that, I'm not doing it. They're going to be punk rock about it. They're going to say, fuck you and your tech world, right? And so then they're going to go do their own thing and live with Dennis Leary in the sewers, like they do in Demolition Man, eating rat burgers and stuff, So I think that is the inevitable outcome of the advances of AI and big tech over time. And when I think about the pharmaceutical and the medical industry takeover and advancements, the vaccines, the pills, how good they're getting at uh performing certain surgeries, it's only a matter of time before every human created that gets to come into the world is a test tube, basically. You know what I mean? I fear the day where we really do become assembly line, created it by machines and tech, and where they're using CRISPR to perfect your DNA so that there's no imperfections. And it sounds like science fiction, it sounds like sci-fi, but that's the logical playing out of these ideas and realities when you think about it, in my opinion. So yeah, crazy. The future looks nuts to me.